Welcome back. When we went to break, I was on that conversation with Bulelani Phillip about what's been happening in the Parliament Section 194 inquiry that's investigating the suspended Public Protector, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane's fitness to hold office. Bulelani, thanks for standing by for us. And just in terms of the process not continuing today, what are the reasons there?
Well, the reasons are simple in that there has been some complexities in terms of calling the witnesses to come and testify. Some have been given a day, but you find that they actually needed more time to come and testify. So today has actually been given to the two legal teams, which is the evidence leaders as well as the defense leaders of Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane, where they will have to between themselves iron out in terms of how the next program of witnesses should be reviewed, given that as things stand at the moment, it looks like the timetable is actually behind schedule. So they will have to find a way to ensure that the timetable that goes on in the next week and the weeks coming ahead is that it actually going to meet the deadlines that have been set by the committee. So the committee will then have its own internal meeting on Tuesday, where they will get representations from the legal teams in terms of what their propositions are, and the committee will then have to take a decision of whether they accept those recommendations from those two legal teams. Then they expect that on Wednesday, then they will be calling another witness. So those are how things are standing now. So between now and Wednesday, it's all the administrative legal work that must be done. But the normal work of the committee of calling witnesses will resume on Wednesday next week.
You were talking about defense witnesses for the advocate. Do we know who's on the list and just in terms of their leaning?
Well, Desiree, for now, we have been given very few people who are going to be sitting as part of the witness list of people. We do know that there is about 20 witnesses that would be called from the parliamentary side, and about 7 of those have already taken the stand. But what we do know is that the legal team of Advocate Mkhwebane, led by Advocate Dalempofu, also intends to bring its own witnesses to actually dispel some of the information that has been tabled before this commission. And now one of the biggest things that they've indicated this week, in fact, it was something that has been in the pipeline, is that they've now said that they intend to write, or they have written to the chairperson of the inquiry to say that the committee must consider issuing a summon or a subpoena to call President Cyril Ramaphosa to come and account to the committee, because they argue, at least in the beginning of this process, they argued that the president had allegedly called the public protector criminal, and they want to call the president to come and account for those accusations. But of course, the president has denied those allegations, and he said he felt that there was no need for him to come and testify. But in the latest developments, the defense of Advocate Mkhwebane has made it clear that they want the president to be summoned to appear before this committee.
Of course, that's a story we'll continue to follow. But Bulelani Phillip, thank you so much for setting the scene there for us. Bulelani Phillip updating us on that Section 194 process that's currently underway in Parliament.